A lot of people in the mainstream sports media are terrified to talk about China. They're terrified to talk about the NBA's relationship to China. And specifically, they fail to call out LeBron James for his hypocrisy while encouraging him and promoting him to talk about all the other social justice issues that he thinks are important here in America while completely ignoring everything happening in China. Well, someone who used to work at ESPN, who's no longer bound by their rules, is speaking out directly and saying, you know what, LeBron, you know what, media, if you guys are going to talk about all this stuff, you have to have that same energy with China. Former top ESPN journalist goes after China and LeBron James. This is over on Daily Wire. Former top ESPN journalist Bob Lee, so Bob Lee, host of Outside the Lines for probably decades, recently retired from ESPN. Maybe a year or two ago, I'm not sure. Can't say I watch too much ESPN at this point, but that's who we're talking about. And the NBA's relationship with China during a recent interview as controversy swirls around Saudi Arabian-financed LIV Golf, which is poaching golfers away from the PGA Tour. Fox News reported Lee made the remarks during an interview on Michelle Beadle's podcast. Critics say Saudi Arabia is using sports washing to boost its public image as it faces criticism over its human rights record. And I've said this multiple times. LIV Golf is offering these guys a shit ton of money to come play golf. It's not necessarily like in Saudi Arabia or something. Like, they're playing all around the world, but it's funded primarily by Saudi Arabia. I think these guys should be able to choose and go there. And in response, the PGA Tour freaked out, and now the PGA is being forced to pay their players more money to stay with the PGA. I don't really have a problem with it, but this is what Bali says. The LIV Golf thing has unleashed a fury of convenient and easy outrage. Not that I disagree with it at all. It's really easy to be pissed off and angry about LIV Golf and Saudi. All I ask for is philosophical and ideological consistency. Apply it to China consistently, LeBron. There's been other reporting. I mean, the Faranu brothers at ESPN.com have shown some things with camps and knowledge of what the NBA is involved in. China has as many issues as any other country, and is outrage tempered by the popularity of the sport and the dollars at stake. Lee called specifically out LeBron James, saying the NBA megastar had the opportunity to expose what was going on in China. We talked about that Daryl Morey tweet. We've talked about that over and over on this channel, how LeBron James shamed Daryl Morey for speaking out about what's going on in China. He was more worried about his money. He was worried about Space Jam 2 being released in China. And he said, you know what, even though I said I'm going to stand up for injustice anywhere and everywhere, he didn't do it when it came to China. Fox News noted James, whose team was in China at the time, waited until he returned to the U.S. before making a statement. He attacked Morey publicly, claiming that Daryl Morey wasn't educated on the situation. Imagine LeBron James, who can't even get past the first page of a book, saying someone's uneducated. But this is back to Bob Lee. LeBron, I think, has a responsibility, an opportunity, more importantly. It's easy for people to come to the conclusion that players, at the time when social voice and equity are very much a part of sports, more so than ever before, here's an opportunity to make a stand. If you're a billionaire, you can afford to take a stand and at least become educated. Freedom of speech in China is very different. Freedom of access to the internet's different. Is there opposition party in China? Not for the last 60, 70 years. Are we comfortable dealing with a nation like that? Those are questions people need to answer. If you want to get into a froth about LIV Golf, and you have every right, take a pause, take a deep breath, and look at China. Should this outrage and should this introspection extend to the NBA? Very thoughtful from Bob Lee, which, considering the fact that maybe he's not at ESPN anymore, so it feels like he can be more open about some of this stuff potentially, but he's calling LeBron James out. If you're going to do all this stuff, if you're going to do all this social justice nonsense, but be silent on China, that's bullshit. Same thing goes for the mainstream media. If you're writing articles saying, I can't believe we're letting these players play for a Saudi-backed league when they have human rights violations, but you say nothing about the NBA in China, you are a hypocrite piece of shit. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.